So, Shanae, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay. So I love music. I started writing music since I was very young, probably 9 years old. I was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and my parents are pastors in the ministry. So I was very much involved with worship from a young age in church,
Yeah.
in the worship band and stuff. Yeah, so my heart has always been for God and for music, um, and just to see that develop in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit about
Okay.
me. Mm.
So, are you a full time musician or do you have like a steady job that you are doing?
So I have the music, but then I also work with a NPO at the moment within the music industry as well. And we help gangsters get back into music. It's called Join Bands Not Gangs. It's a really
Wow.
awesome company. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So I also work for them.
Okay, I see. So you don't just do music because you enjoy it, but I've also I've read that you went and you studied music as well. Tell us a bit more about your music studies, like the accomplishments that you've,
hmm
gained.
Yes. So I my parents were good enough to kind of forced me to study music a little bit with piano and guitar. I also played a bit of cello at a young age, and but then I pursued guitar more, like the classical guitar,
Okay.
through Trinity, which is a UK program. Um, and yeah, that just kind of kept developing. And then I finished my grade 7 in classical guitar, and also taught a little bit with that for students. Yeah.
That's nice. That's lovely. So, when was the first time that you recorded your first single, and what was it called? I don't know if it's way back, but do you still remember your first single, and what did you call it?
So the for the recorded first single was "All I Do," and I it was in I think 2018 that I recorded that. I kind of just hit a point where I realized um, I need to be faithful with this gift that God's given me, and I need to do more with it. So then I through connections, I got hold of a really great producer, and he recorded this song. So my in like a lounge area. It wasn't even in a studio. It was like modern day studios are much more. Usually it's just in a house or something. So we
Yes.
did it like that, and that's kind of where it started for me. Yeah, from that single. Mhm.
Okay. So, but that one was not your official radio single, if I'm
It
correct.
it it was playlisted a little bit on radio stations, but it wasn't not in the capacity that the official first one
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first, the official first one, if I'm correct, was Speak. Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. So tell us a bit more about that one. What made you decide to, push that one a bit more and make it an official radio play song?
Yes. So Speak has an amazing story. I finished that song, and then the producers I was working with in Stellenbosch, they saw the potential of the song, and they decided to really push it. So far that we sent it to Abbey Road Studio in London and Sterling Studio in New York,
Yes.
with some of the best musician mastering engineers who worked with like Taylor Swift and all those guys, and they basically then finished developing the song.
Yeah.
And that song was yeah, then that song was playlisted all over South Africa. And yeah, it did really great. So that was amazing. Also went in some magazines and things like that. So yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's really, really
Mhm.
awesome. So I've got a question for you, eh? So you are a gospel artist, if I'm
Mhm.
correct, a gospel artist. So what made you decide to, stick to your gospel, stick to what you love? Because I know as an artist myself, you
Okay.
usually, like, I also started off as a gospel artist, but it's so difficult, to get into the industry, especially in
Mm.
gospel, but you stuck to it. You decided you are
Mm.
going to be a gospel artist. Has it been tough, or have you just been, sticking it out and doing the most and just sticking to what you believe you would love to do as a gospel artist?
Mm. It's been tough. I would say definitely tough.
Yeah,
Because there's always temptations with
yeah,
anything that's good. The devil always wants to twist it and make it bad.
yes,
And it's really hard to stick with your convictions and your standards.
yeah,
Um, because, like, if you just, adjust it a little bit, then, this one will allow it to be played there, and oh, it's more fame and it's more
yes.
money or whatever, that you're tempted to sell your soul a little bit.
Mm,
So for me, there was a lot of decisions I had to make in the industry, and had to surrender a lot of times where I got offered to go sing at places where it's a bit of a drinking scene or something,
yeah,
and my certain songs and things like that, or the cover images of certain um, artwork covers where I was not okay with that, just for my moral convictions and what does this glorify God? No, it doesn't. So I don't want to do that.
yes,
But it gets so blurry, the lines, because you you get so into it, and then because there's so many voices that get
definitely.
involved,
Yeah,
in the beginning it's just you and maybe your family, and but then there's like producers who tell you, or people that tell you, no, but if you just lower the shirt a little bit like this, it's going to
yes,
sound
yes,
more. And it is like that. That is how it works, because obviously it's a product and you want it to sell, but
definitely.
at what expense? So I think it's very much a temptation, and it's very hard. But I believe that if you stay with what's in your heart, what you have there, like the right doors for you will open at the right
Yeah,
time. And it's not worth it when you sell yourself. It's not at the end of the day. Yeah.
definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can definitely say that what you are saying is 100%. Because even as like I said, an artist myself, it's it's quite, how can I say, it's very overwhelming because you get these people, like you mentioned, you've got producers that wants to send you in this direction. Someone else might want to send you in a different direction. So it's, you need to stick to what you know you want at the
Hmm.
end of the day. So, what are your short term and your long term goals in your music career?
Um, Very much, definitely more of songs produced and released.
Yes.
So there's a lot of opportunity also overseas with my music in the UK. I've had some doors open.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at pursuing that, and keeping the connections there. Um, but yeah, definitely music videos. So I'm gonna speak to some people, and we're gonna arrange that for this song for Fool on the Radio, and the other songs. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. It's just one step at a time, and
Yes.
um, often it's the one thing leads to the next, and so you keep going on with what you have, and there's always fruit that bears from just continuing. um,
Yes. Yes.
so there's a lot of goals, and there's a lot of things happening at behind the scenes, which is very exciting. um, but yeah, until the time then it will be released, so very much there, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So, since which age did you start writing music, or since when have you been interested in music?
Very young. I was like 9 or something. I was always like singing. I'm one of those people, they like sing in the shower and they sing when they're making food. I'm always
Yeah.
singing. My husband gets very annoyed with me. Not annoyed, but it's like constantly. So it's yeah, it's just my way. But I think there's always been music in me. I think it's just a God given thing. Um, yeah, so I like writing songs from, I would say, about 9.
Mm.
And that's just it comes in waves. I have these seasons where suddenly I write 10 songs in a day, and then I sleep and suddenly I get songs in my sleep. And I wake up and I have to go write the song because it's so
Yeah.
good. So it comes and goes, yeah, very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
And as a artist and as, just a normal person, who inspires you on a daily, or what inspires you on a daily?
Um, so there's a lot of, yeah, I would say with music inspiration, looking at artists who started small and like get their breakthrough just because of hard work. That's really inspiring. There's a singer overseas, Anne Wilson. She's a Christian artist. Sang a song "My Jesus," got very famous. But seeing her hard work and her persistence and knowing the behind story a little bit, that's very inspiring. Um, and yeah, I mean, just there's a lot of inspiration. A lot of unknown artists that I've heard of that I can see their persistence, and that for me is like wow, it does pay off. You just keep going. Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few. I'm just going to ask you a few random questions, a few random questions.
Okay, go
So,
for it.
are you a pet lover, and do you have any pets of your own?
I love animals,
Oh,
yes, but I don't have any pets, and I really want a dog, but my husband wants a cat, so I don't know. We're
oh,
gonna
okay.
we're gonna figure that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and what would you say is your favorite fast food?
I don't really eat fast food,
You don't.
but
Oh,
does sushi
okay.
count? No, it doesn't count.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good enough one. And then
Okay.
if there's three places in the world that you would want to go and visit one day, what would those places be?
Sure. Greenland,
Mm-hmm.
very random and very off the grid. Um, England, and I want to go to America, but it's also okay not to. So maybe Brazil. Yeah.
Mm, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And so where do you see yourself in a few years when it comes to, you know, personally as well as musically? Where would you like to see yourself in the next 3 years?
3 years. I think definitely.
Yes.
Mm, yeah, like another a full album, full worship album out, pop worship kind of vibe. Um,
Nice.
yeah, so definitely that. Um, Definitely more music on a bigger scale.
Yes.
And having traveled at least 3 or 4 countries. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe still being in South Africa, but having traveled. Um,
Okay.
and then also owning a a cute little convertible. That would be the other goal.
Lovely. That's nice.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to ask you. You also do live performances, right?
Yes.
You do. So what would you say, or which live performance would you say was one of your favorite live performances so far in your music career?
So the gigs, as I call it, as we
Yeah.
call it, musicians. I mean, they're great. At like restaurants in Stellenbosch and things like that I've done quite a bit. But my favorite would be more the worship performances. I sang at a conference recently, and the song "Worthy" by Elevation. I don't know if you know it.
Oh yes, yes, I know that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Love
and
it.
it was just I think the anointing is so much so much more beautiful than the wow moment of a song.
Yes.
So definitely those are my favorite moments, and just seeing people getting lost in God's presence, and just standing there and realizing it's just all about Jesus. That's for me my favorite moments. Yeah.
Okay. So I know I've read your bio, and it also says that you did missionary work as well, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
correct. Yes, so
Yes.
tell us a bit more about that, because hearing you say that, the worship side of it is what gets you, and what's so lovely and amazing. So to bring it in with the, with doing missionary and doing worship, how was your experience, doing missionary? Was it, what was it like for you? What was it like?
Um, it was really adventurous. It was really great. Also, a lot of maturing for me because it's so diverse. You meet so many interesting characters from different cultures.
Yeah.
Um, I went to Costa Rica for a while, so I was in Central America, and I think it really pushed me in just getting out of your comfort zone, because now you have to try your broken Spanish and things like that. Yeah, it really does change you. Like it changes you. You think you're gonna go change people's lives
Those
because you're
lives,
gonna go
yes.
share the gospel and you're gonna go do missionary work, but it actually changes you so much. As you're loving people, you just get transformed in that love.
Mhm.
So that really, yeah, it's really great.
That's
Mhm.
amazing. It's really, really amazing. So, tell us a bit more about your song called Fool on the Radio. Give us a bit
Mhm.
more insight about the song, how it came about, what inspired the song, and how you got to the name as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I wrote this a while ago. I wrote it on a piano, um, which is a little different for me. And it's, yeah, it just kind of came from this idea of like being on the radio. What does fame look like? Because for me, that was when I started going into being on the radio, and going further with my music. Um, and then I thought of the title, which was kind of controversial in a way, because it's like "Fool on the Radio," but it's a Christian song, and like "fool" is a heavy word. But I yeah, I really like felt felt the gravity of that, and I wanted the message to be there. That it's not about fame; it's about Jesus, and it's not
Yes.
about making. I think the world is like culture has come and twisted it all so much, in like even in ministries where it becomes such a platform thing, it becomes such a pride thing, and it's like I think God cries a lot seeing all these things.
Yeah.
So that's the message behind the song, and I mean it just like the whole song came to me. I sat one day, it was like in 5 minutes, I was writing the song, and then I suddenly got the chorus melody, and I was like, okay, wait, this is really good, and then I just wrote it from there. Yeah, and then I recorded on my phone, and then 2 years later I decided I'm gonna do something with this. So
Okay,
yeah,
so the
that's.
guitar, do you play the guitar in the song yourself? Are you on guitar?
No,
No.
I was going to, but
Okay.
then we decided, the producers and I decided to rather get somebody professional to do it.
Yeah. No, it's
Mhm.
really a brilliant song. I listened to it a few times when I received all the information. I really, really love the song. It's a great song. Um, so is there any message that you would give to up and coming artists, young artists, especially in the gospel industry? Do you have any message that you would like to, send their way?
Hmm. So I would, yeah, definitely just encourage anyone with musical dream or a dream, that nothing is impossible. What you work for over years, God can do in a moment. So I think it's just putting God in your dream as well, and really trusting Him. And sometimes it doesn't happen the way you think it will, because
Yes.
God's ways are so much higher than our ways. But at the end of the day, it does happen. And God never puts a dream in someone's heart to tease them. He puts it there for a reason. So there's a reason you wake up and you're like, I want this so bad, and you dream about it, and you really want it, and that's because it's going to happen, and it's just God's time and God's way. So really, like, praying about it and giving it back to God, and just keep going on, because the hard work does pay off. It does at the end of the day. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's nice. Thank you so much. I actually took those words for myself. So thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for, taking the time out to speak to us today. We really appreciate it. And you are definitely a blessing to those who gets the chance to listen to your music and just, yeah, thank you for making music. Thank you so much for making music.
Thank
To
you.
those that would like to follow your journey, follow you on the socials, give us your social media handles. Let us
Mhm.
know where everyone can find you and how to get hold of you, and just be part of what you are doing.
Yeah, for sure. So it's my songs are on all digital platforms, on Spotify, Apple Music, and just as Shanae with the accent on the E, and
Yes.
um, and then also YouTube channel. There are new videos coming up there as well.
Okay.
And Instagram, it's Shanae and then underscore and then music, and then on Facebook it's just Shanae as well. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so there you've heard it. If you want to get in touch with her, if you want to listen to her music, you can check her on all the socials. And even if you have any questions regarding this wonderful, wonderful artist, you can always give us a WhatsApp, message or whatever. Our studio number is 067 817 1533. If you have any questions, you can always just pop it my way and we will make sure it gets to Shanae. So, Shanae, I would really like to say thank you once again for, gracing us with your presence and giving us the chance to just speak to you and getting to know you a little bit more. So, yes, thank you so much for being here and
Thank
taking out the time.
you.
And yeah, so we will be saying goodbye to you, but we will definitely be playing your song. And yes,
Yes.
once again, thank you and be
Mhm.
blessed. And yeah, stay safe.
Thank you so much. Blessings to you.
All right. Okay, so we are going to be playing the song by Shanae called Fool on the Radio. Hope you guys are ready for this one. It's really a great one. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy.
I've been a fool